So in 490 BC, the messenger Phidippides ran 42 kilometers from Marathon to Sparta to deliver news of their victory. Upon his arrival, he cried, "We are victorious," and dropped down dead. The Athenians said, "Fantastic, let's do this every year. Next year we'll make shirts." Despite its morbid origins, I've been running marathons for the past 6 years, and I think it's something that everyone who's physically capable should consider doing at least once. I'd planned this topic before what happened in Boston, and I considered speaking about something else, but the outpouring of generosity and kindness are some of the things that I already wanted to talk about, so I decided to go forward with this topic. You've all heard the reasons why you should get into running: health, longevity, weight loss. I'm not going to bore you with those, you know all of them. I don't even know what VO2 max is. What I want to talk to you about are the emotional reasons why running 42 kilometers with a bunch of strangers can be one of the most positive, life-changing experiences you'll ever have. So let's start by taking a look at my shocking before and after picture, just to show you how much I'm not going to talk about the physical aspects of it. This first one is in 2007, and this one's in 2012, and the only thing that has changed is I have aged about 6 years. So it's true that running a marathon is a great way to get in shape, but it's more the emotional and psychological changes that I want to share with you. So reason number one, running a marathon is better than drugs and cheaper than therapy. It's been clinically shown that running has antidepressant effects. Personally, running has gotten me through bad relationships and worse breakups. I've run alongside friends who are using it to get over their own. The day that I got laid off, I went for a run. When I had an epic fight with my mother on my 29th birthday, I went for a 5K run that broke land speed records. Running lets you take your stress, anger, and sadness and turn it into speed and endorphins. In my opinion, those benefits triple when you train for a marathon. Add to that the camaraderie you experience when you train with a group, the sense of accomplishment you feel when you run further than you've ever run, which when you're training for your first race literally happens every single week, and the mind-blowing euphoria that you'll feel when you cross the finish line at your first marathon. There's a reason that they do call it the runner's high. So reason number two, which is coming up shortly, is it should be impossible, but it isn't. There it is. By that I mean the human body should not be capable of running 42 kilometers. No matter how many delicious carbs you aggressively stuff in your face the night before a race, your body can only hang on to enough to fuel you for about 30 kilometers. When you run out of carbs, your body will switch gears and try to get energy from your fat cells. But that's a really hard switch to make, and it doesn't always work, and that's when you see runners hit the wall. They've just literally run out of fuel. That transition is as much physical as it is mental, which is why there's an expression that the last 10K of any marathon are run from the neck up. And if you train properly and get it right, you can get your body to keep going about a full hour after you run out of fuel. And so every runner who has crossed the finish line of a marathon has done something that in theory should be impossible. And I think that's definitely worth some bragging rights. And there's a great quotation that explains that, is that a marathon is a triumph of will over reason. Reason number three, it is the best cult you will ever join. Unless you're doing a relay, running is not a team sport. But in spite of that, it's become a group activity. I did a Google search of running groups in Toronto, which you'll see on the next slide, and I found more than 20 in the GTA alone. And they are all looking for new recruits. Joining a run club is also an amazing way to meet new people. I don't know about you, but the last time I made new friends was pretty much in university. But since joining my running group, because I'm one of the slower in my group, I've made some pretty great friends with some really awesome 50-year-old moms. Normally we struggle to find something in common, but we have a common distance in mind and a common time goal, and that sort of unites us. As you get into running, you'll notice it has something of a magnetic effect. Friends who support you by coming to watch you cross the finish line will eventually want to learn what all the fuss is about. 5 years ago, if I called up either of these two girls who are my best friends and said, "Do you want to go for a run?" they would laugh and hang up. 2 weeks ago, we ran the Sporting Life 10K together, and we're thinking of running a half marathon in the fall. Number four, this is my favorite. Do you like food? Because I have good news. I've always said there are two kinds of people, those who exercise because they ate pizza and those who exercise so they can eat more pizza. I'm the second. When you're training for a marathon, you're burning about an extra 3,000 calories a week. That's an extra day and a half of food. So obviously you don't want to derail your training by carbo loading with poutine, but it's definitely all right for you to end a 20K run with a giant brunch once in a while. There are even running groups built around the Run Then Eat model. The Manic Run Club goes for a 15K every Saturday and then wraps things up with a greasy brunch at Sneaky D's. And the Toronto Beer Mile takes things to the next level by actually serving beer after every single lap of the event. There's a penalty lap if you puke. But there's a huge after party afterwards. So yes, runners are a dedicated group who typically eat well and take care of themselves, but they're also a group who recognize that when you're running 60K a week, it's okay to have poutine for breakfast. Reason number 5, and this is a big one, it will restore your faith in humanity. When you register for a marathon, they will print your name on your bib, and that is so strangers can cheer for you, and they will. People who have never met you will get up at the crack of dawn to stand on the side of the road and hand you tiny cups of water. Strangers you have never met will stand in the sweltering heat to hold up signs and cheer, and with signs that say things like, "Runners are sexy," and my personal favorite, "This is the worst parade I've ever seen." Marathoners along the course will talk to you and get you through rough patches. The support system that springs up around marathon runners and between them is unlike anything I've ever seen. Friends who would never dream of running that distance feel compelled to support you however they can, whether by feeding you the night before or meeting you at the finish line. And a happy, supported runner who knows that he's got true friends waiting for him at the finish line is not going to think twice about helping someone out on the course. It's a really incredible, supportive community, and I haven't seen anything like it in any other sport. So yes, a marathon is a great challenge, but it's not an impossible one. It's not like hiking Everest. Anyone with a pair of running shoes and the time to train can do it. It has the really unique ability of being able to put things in perspective. Everything seems like a much smaller challenge when you can say, yeah, but I've run a marathon. And finally, the quotation that I most enjoy about this is, life is like a marathon. Things are going to be unpredictable and there's going to be setbacks, and it's how you deal with them that's important.